that the hardest part about dating is that the people that you like don't like you like that. And the people that like you don't like them like that. And I just feel like I am never gonna find the person that loves me the way that I love them. It feels like it's a fairy tale that never exists. And I don't know, maybe I'm just having a hard night, but that's where I'm at.
Find a guy who calls you beautiful instead of hot, who calls you back when you hang up on him, who will lie with you under the stars and listen to your heartbeat, or will stay awake just to watch you sleep. No, that's not weird. Wait for the boy who kisses your forehead, who wants to show you off to the world when you're in sweatpants, who holds your hand in front of his friends, who genuinely thinks you're just as pretty without makeup. Find a guy who's constantly reminding you every day how lucky he is to have you. And lastly, find a guy who turns to his friends and says, "Hey bro, that's her."
And unfortunately, this is the curse. I'm saying it. It's a curse that these Chad chasers are doomed to live out for the rest of their days, so long as they are in the dating market. They are just never, ever going to be happy. They are never, ever going to even think twice about lowering their standards, maybe looking introspectively within themselves and what they could do to improve themselves. No. It's all the guy's responsibility to bring all this to the table. He has to be this kind of guy, and he has to be making this much money, and he needs to have this high social status. And it's just sad, because a girl like this, she's not a bad looking girl. She's super nerdy, right? But she takes off those glasses, you know, maybe goes to the salon, maybe gets some new wardrobe. She could be looking pretty good, right? But even then, it wouldn't matter. Because she's got her heart set on what? A Chad. That's what she has her heart set on. And anything less than that is not good enough. And she can't see how shallow, how superficial she's being when it comes to what she's looking for, right? Different story for a guy. I mean, yeah, it sounds a little hypocritical, because guys, we do place the majority of our focus on the woman's looks. Whereas for women, they don't. I mean, a little bit of it's looks, but the other part of it is your social status and your financial resources and things like that, okay? But this woman is basically crying her eyes out because she is losing hope in her ability to land Chad, right? Chad can't get him, won't commit. Oh, but all these other clowns in my friend zone that like me, I don't like them back. Does anyone understand what it feels like to have these beta male simps in my friend zone? Not like you, but you don't feel the same for them, but they like you. Gross. You know, I mean, for men, we don't even have that luxury, do we, guys? We don't have a tank of, like, you know, these women who are just dying to be with us, that are, you know, that are not even bad looking, but, oh, they're just, they're not enough of a bitch to us. They're not mean enough to us. I mean, because really, that's how you end up in the friend zone with a girl like this. I guarantee, if we were to peer into her friend zone, you would find a number of those guys that are not bad looking, right? I've seen that, I've seen it myself over and over. When I see these girls' friend zones, a lot of these guys are not bad looking, right? They're good looking enough. They're good looking enough. Where they go wrong is they're just too nice to her. They're just a little too giving to her. They're just a little too generous. That's where they go wrong. What she wants is, she really, even though as nerdy as she is, she wants the bad boy. She wants the guy who's going to mistreat her. She wants the guy who's going to ghost her. She wants the guy who is going to leave her on red. That's what she wants, right? That is exactly what she wants. And so here she is crying about the fact that she can't get that, you know, I can't get that guy. Well, yeah, her appearance needs to improve, but it's her own fault. I mean, she could get herself, let's be honest here, she could get herself a decent looking guy, if not an above average looking guy, right? At least a good looking guy at the most, I should say. She can get that. I have no doubt she can get that. Okay? A guy with a good job, a guy who will come home at night, a guy who will want to build a life with her, want to build a family with her, give her the princess fantasy, roll out the red carpet. She can get that. This is why I tell you guys, stop feeling sorry for these girls, because a girl like that, she can get that. Make no mistake about it. Problem is, she doesn't want that, does she? She wants the hot Chad, and she wants Chad to commit himself to her completely and do all these things she's talking about. And guess what? You guys know. You guys know the pattern with these girls. You give them that, you start showing up on time, you return all her texts, you tell her how much you love her, care about her, how you're never going to leave her. Guess what she'll do? He's better. He's not who I thought he was. He changed. He's not who I thought he was. And then next thing you know, she's off with Raphael at work behind your back, doing the nasty. So these chicks, again, guys, psychological problems at the core, right? She already has some issues, probably some childhood trauma that is causing just this inability to not only be honest with herself and realistic, but to stay in this delusional fantasy where she feels like she's really deserving of that Chad. And, having the house with the white picket fence and the kids, and that Chad is always going to be keeping her entertained. It's like, no, that's, even for a Chad, that's not your job, man. That's not his job to do that. He is not your entertainer. He's not your comedian. Do you ever date these dysfunctional chicks where they expect you to like entertain them like a dancing monkey boy 24/7? You always have to come up with something funny to keep them engaged. You always have to carry the conversation. You always have to be looking out for them. You always have to make sure that they're never bored. That's a job, man. Nobody wants to date a chick like that because it becomes a job. It's like a chore. Don't date girls like that. And she's one of them. I hate to say it. She is. Looks like a nice girl, but she's a Chad chaser, man. And it's unfortunate, but she's, she is. She's a Chad chaser, and she can't see what her problem is. She can't bear to even think about, maybe if I just lower these standards just a bit, maybe I could get that guy. Maybe if I look at what I can do to improve myself, my dress, my hair, my look, my appearance, because after all, that's what guys want. Guys look after. They're all about looks, at least initially. So maybe I need to improve upon that. And also, stop being so emotional. Stop crying. You're crying over the fact that you can't get a Chad. This is so pathetic. This is so shallow. It's insane. I mean, this girl is literally crying at the fact that she has thousands of beta males who want her, but they're not dickheaded enough. They're not a-holes to me. I don't want them. I want the Chad. How shallow can you possibly get? Right? It's like, you've got all these guys that so many women would love to marry, that are good men, that are willing to commit to you, that are willing to do whatever you want, but they're just not abusive enough for you? Really? And don't even get me started on the second TikTok where she had a simp, big time simp, and I'm sick of you simps enabling these narcissistic Chad chasing women. This simp sitting in his Corolla or his Camry, whatever it was, with the cloth interior and his beanie, talking about, you need a guy who calls you back after you hang up on him. What? No, man, you hang up on me, screw you. Say sorry, right? I'm not putting, don't reward bad behavior, guys. What have I told you? This clown, right, with his, oh my gosh, man, it really gets my blood boiling, man. Because these guys are the problem. I did a coaching video on my Alpha Male Secrets channel on talking about what is the root of all evil. It's not money. It's simps, right? Simps are the root of all evil. In government, in corporate America, in mainstream media, in Hollywood, you name, in your own social circle, simps are the black sheep. They are the cancer that is causing all of the destruction and the evil and the division in the world. I kid you not, man. Simps like that guy in that second TikTok rant I shared with you. Or it's like, be with a guy who calls you beautiful, not hot. It's like, oh my God, there's a reason, dude, why you're still single. There's a reason you're sitting in your cloth interior, Camry or Toyota, wearing a beanie, talking about, these chicks like should get away with murder. Oh, you should just kiss her feet if she stabs you in the back. Kiss her feet, mister. That's what a real man does. Unbelievable. And this needs to stop, man. The simping needs to stop. I mean, these simps in these corporate, in these executive offices, the C-suite of these corporations, like simping to women, creating these quotas. Well, government's doing that, but they're carrying them out. These politicians simping to women, simping to single moms, because you saw this girl when she had the simp next to her going, oh, you should be with a guy. No matter what you do to him, he calls you princess. And she's like, yeah, that's the guy. That's a guy. Fellas, imagine, as we always talk about here, if you gave this chick that, what would happen? You cannot give a dysfunctional chick generosity, admiration, care, love. You can't give her that without her turning around and seeing you as some weak beta that she now has to piss on and destroy while she goes out there and looks for another guy who was like you in the beginning. These chicks are already dysfunctional, guys. Okay? They're already dysfunctional. And simps like that guy is creating more of them because he's an enabler. He's what narcissists call an enabler, right? Psychologists call an enabler for narcissists. Because he's doing that. And this clown thinks he's going to get laid doing that. Because we all know what the plan is behind these guys. What's their real ulterior motive? Is to try to get laid. Try to get their little brownie points at the cost of throwing the rest of the men in the world under the bus. These guys are the biggest pussies ever to exist on the planet. And clearly this guy was raised by a single mom or a weak father figure. Probably a single mom. This guy speaks just like a woman. He has become a woman. And you can't change guys like this. They are female. They're women. Right? If I heard this guy talk, I would just laugh right in front of his face. I'd be like, you're a chick. Don't talk to me. I don't talk, it's like, dude, here, listen to what you're saying. She hangs up on you and you should call her back? What? Says the guy who's never had a chick above a 4 in looks. Guaranteed. That guy is dating like the bottom of the barrel. That's the type of guy who goes dumpster diving and picks out a land whale and wants to convince you that it's not what she looks like on the outside. It's what's on the inside. So that's that type of guy. Oh, and he also talked about, find a guy who will lie with you under the stars and listen to your heartbeat. This guy has watched one too many Disney movies. I mean, what was this guy watching? Aladdin? Snow White growing up? While the rest of us are watching Rocky, Rambo, Commando, this dude is sitting there, watching like Lion King and all these other Disney movies, Beauty and the Beast. Unbelievable that in this day and age, with all of this information out there, that this dude is still asleep. Right? This dude is the epitome of the Matrix. He's the one who's like keeping the Matrix charged and making sure everything's plugged in. Unreal. And then lastly, he said something like, he said, be with the type of guy who will sit there and wait for you to go to sleep so he can watch you go to sleep and he can watch you while you're sleeping. That, is creepy. Yeah, it's weird, dude. Yeah, that is creepy. But beyond that, I mean, it doesn't mean you can't admire your girl. I mean, sometimes I see my girl sleeping, I'm like, oh, that's cute. But I'm not going to sit there and push my day aside and wait for her to fall asleep so I can stare at her. That is like dude, that's not only creepy, but clearly at that point, you have made her your god. What have I told you guys about making women your god? When you make women your god, God will punish you. Okay, you will be punished. And I do not know of a single man that I've ever met or ever heard of, for that matter, that has made the woman his god, that is living some happy life. No, that guy always gets destroyed. That guy always gets his ass handed to him. And God forbid he marries the chick, because he'll get his ass handed to him in divorce court. She'll take the house. She'll take the kids. You'll be paying alimony. You'll be working for that chick because you made her your god. Just like that simp in this TikTok. You lay under the stars with her. Just listen to her heartbeat. Are you freaking kidding, dude? Dude talks about her like, she's some mythology or something. No. right? She's just a human being just like you. And one of the key things I teach guys in pickup and in my programs and out on boot camp is, you know, you never ever elevate the woman above yourself. Okay, she is just a person. And I've always said, you can tell who the top pickup artists in the world are because they can approach like a flat, I mean, like a straight up dime piece, a legit dime piece, and never feel the need to act abnormal, right? They could sit there and have a conversation with her and act completely normal, right? They could be themselves, their eyes don't flinch, their heart doesn't start beating, they don't try to validate themselves to her. They could just be completely normal and have this conversation with her. And ironically enough, that is what builds attraction with a girl, because it tells her you have social status, you have self-respect, you have your own boundaries, okay? You have dignity, and you don't live for the woman. And all these things communicate attraction. But when you take this clown's advice, listen to her heartbeat under the stars, she hangs up on you, you call her right back. You know, don't call her hot, call her beautiful, you know, and doing all that, see how far you get. See how far you get. As always, guys, drop your comments below. Let me know what you think of tonight's coaching video. Anything I might have missed that you would like to add below, drop them in the comments below. Any similar experiences you've had that you would like to share with the tribe, please feel free to drop them in the comments below. I always love to see you guys in my comments. I always love to read them, so please drop those comments below. And as I said earlier, this is going to be one of the last coaching videos we do here in the Range Rover, so it's a bit sad. I've had this car for a while, and we'll be moving on to the next car. But it's been a great car, regardless of what anybody has had to say about it. This has actually been one of the most reliable cars that I have ever owned. Funny enough, because people are always like, oh, the Range Rover, oh, the DeLorean, oh my gosh, those are horrendous when it comes to maintenance. No, these two cars have been literally the most maintenance-free cars I've ever owned. So it's been a pleasure to own this Range Rover, and probably going to be moving on to another one, if not a similar class SUV. But going to be keeping the DeLorean, obviously, never going to sell that car, but I think it's time to move on from the Range Rover. So I have a lot of memories in this car, man. A lot of dates, a lot of just good times. Yeah, so it's going to be sad. But as always, make sure you smash that like button below. Do it now. Do it for the Range Rover. Smash that like button below. Also, hit that notification bell right next to it so that you are notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on the YouTube. More importantly, guys, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a ton when you actually subscribe to my channel, because it tells the YouTube algorithm that you like what I'm doing here and you want me to produce more content for you. Okay? So please make sure you're subscribed as well. Too many of you guys are watching my vids and you're not subscribed. Man, help me out. Help a brother out and subscribe to the 33 Secrets. And for you guys who want to support my work and all of this red pill, gold pill, platinum pill content that I'm teaching you even further, the best way to do that is by jumping into my monthly online coaching program, 7 Months to Mastery, where I am teaching guys just like you, yes, you, how to go out there and approach and close the youngest, hottest, and most beautiful looking women on the planet. I'm talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s, stunners, the absolute best looking women on the planet. I teach you how to go out there and do that. And right now, I have a number of coaching students all around the world out there making things happen, rain or shine, every single day, no matter what's going on with the economy, who's in the White House, right? Doesn't matter. We're continuing to live our lives at the highest level, and I want you to join us. I want you to become one of us, and this is the absolute best way to support my work. So if you want to jump into 7 Months of Mastery, please do so. Okay, right now it's only $1 for the entire first month of coaching lessons from me, so take advantage of it. All you need to do is click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. Just takes 2 seconds, so do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching video. We're out. Me and the Rover for one of the last times. Till next time.